Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars and welcome to another of my Bruce Willis reviews. Today I'm taking a look at the 2013 Die Hard sequel, A Good Day to Die Hard. The film is directed by John Moore and it stars, of course, Bruce Willis, we have Jai Courtney and Sebastian Koch. Right, okay, this time round, John McClane is heading to Russia to rescue who he thinks is his wayward son. When he gets there, he realizes and finds out that his son is actually part of the CIA. He's there to kind of assist some Russian prisoner to defect to the US. It all goes completely wrong. John and his son Jack have to team up in order to get out of Russia alive while almost simultaneously destroying the Moscow. Right, what are my thoughts on A Good Day to Die Hard? Well, honestly, this is the one I've been dreading. I've reviewed all the other Die Hard films recently on the channel, as many of you will know that's watching this. I think they're all worthy sequels, up to 4. In regards to Die Hard movies, I think they're, and that's quite rare for a franchise to have 4 strong entries, and they were 4 strong entries. When this one came out, it got slated by critics. It didn't do particularly well at the box office, and I remember, while I didn't go and see this one at the cinema, I remember thinking, I think I'm just going to be disappointed with this one. It doesn't sound like I'm going to enjoy this, so I didn't. I waited for quite a while. I watched this probably a couple of years after it came out at the cinema, and I remember being really quite underwhelmed by this one. Now, after rewatching it for this review, I have to say, while I do think the film has its strong points here and there, I think fundamentally for me, it didn't feel like a Die Hard film. It didn't feel like it had that DNA. It didn't feel like John McClane to me. It just felt like a very generic action film. And it was so far removed from the John McClane that I know from previous films. He was more akin to Rambo in this. I think that's the thing I really took away from this. I also really don't enjoy like the fast edits, the action scenes and stuff. I mean, it's headache inducing stuff. It just feels like it's been made with little care and respect for the character of John McClane, which is sad, really. And it almost was like the black sheep of the family. Now, I do think there are some incredibly impressive stunt work in this film. I mean, some of the stunt work and some of the action scenes are spectacular, really. Especially the chase scene at the beginning, I really quite enjoyed. I mean, some of the stunt work with the vehicles, was some of the best I think I've seen for a long, long time. Very, very good indeed. But again, didn't feel die-hardy to me. Some of the action scenes are good, but again, they didn't feel like they belonged in a Die Hard film. It felt more like a Rambo franchise to me. It didn't feel like as well there was any structure here to this film. It was just, I thought the setup was okay, and I thought the first part of the film was okay. When he first finds his son Jack, and then they go chasing across Moscow in the vehicles and stuff. After that, I felt like it just lost its structure. It had really weak villains here. Really, really weak villains. And if you've not got a good villain in a Die Hard film, you've got nothing, really. I mean, a lot of people aren't a big fan of the villain in Die Hard 4.0, but he's positively pantomime villain compared to the villains in this one. Very, very weak villains here. And also, as well, Jai Courtney. I've never been a fan of Jai Courtney. I just feel as though he's got zero charisma. He acts the same time every time I see him in the film. It's the same character. It's Jai Courtney. He's doing the same things every time I see him. This performance in this is no different than his performance in Terminator Genesis, or Jack Reacher, or any other film that you see him in. And I can't get on with him as an actor. I just find him very, very bland and vanilla. And there's absolutely zero chemistry, in my opinion, between him and Bruce Willis in this film. I didn't buy it, that they were father and son. It didn't necessarily work for me. So overall, I thought I did well. Again, I think as an action film, there are strong points here. There are some good moments here. It's like a big budget action film. If you can forgive some of the editing that's going on here and some of the headache inducing stuff that's going on. I don't even remember hearing the Die Hard anthem, the music in this. And if I did, it was very brief. So it didn't even sound like a Die Hard film as well. It feels like they felt like they had to go even bigger than Die Hard 4.0, and that one was close to being unbelievable, you know what I mean? Some of the action sequences in that. But it still felt like John McClane was at the core of that film, and he was still John McClane. This one, no, it's almost like the spirit had left Bruce Willis, and he wasn't that interested here. That charm wasn't there, that smirk that he comes out with, the one-liners. I mean, he came across as mostly as a grumpy old man in this, rather than, the quick-witted, resourceful character that we have seen in, obviously, the previous Die Hard films. So while I don't think it fits as a Die Hard film, I don't think it, fits along with the others. It's got its strong points in regards to some of the action and stuff. I do think some of them are quite impressively done. The rest of it, for me, I thought was quite underwhelming. So yeah, I think the disappointment of this film when it was released, I do think is justified. I don't think I've seen far worse films than this, obviously, but I think it's definitely the black sheep of the family when it comes to the Die Hard franchise, this one. And thankfully we didn't get any more. I think that probably would have gone from bad to worse, I'm guessing. So there are some moments here and there that you can kind of just about see some flashes of magic here and there in this, but it's far too few and far between, in my opinion. So this is by far the weakest Die Hard film in the franchise, and I suspect most of you watching this will probably agree with that assessment. So thanks for joining me for this review, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I will, of course, be back with plenty more reviews and content on the channel very, very soon.